everyone. Luca Majno here with Frank Gregory Ford. This is TLB TV, where we're going to be giving you complete, backstage, up-to-date info on the developments occurring in our world today. Greg has some good information for us today, in particular on the Comey hearings, on the USS Liberty, and the new attempt at healthcare. I'm going to give you the floor right away, Greg.
Okay, great. Thank you. Hey, okay, this circus is really going on. I just wanted your listeners to know that I have personally dealt with Mr. Comey in the past, okay? And it goes something like this. I downloaded weapons of mass destruction on a briefing to Mr. Comey through the FBI. The FBI called a special session just to debrief me and my intelligence work. I notified them about an impending attack on Los Angeles by Al-Qaeda, okay, which the intelligence service of Iraq gave me, and it turned out to be true, all right? Weapons mass destruction and the uncontrolled torture that was industrialized that we were instituting in Iraq, and the fallouts that were going to happen, as in Syria, okay, as in Iran, all these issues, all right? I notified them about Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, the founder of ISIS, and so forth. Okay, they had it all right? Do you know what they did with that information? And Mr. Comey did with that information? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Okay, pretty much like what we're going to hear and see tomorrow. Just a lot of CYA crap, all right? That's it. That's all you're going to get. You know, double speak, pointless, useless double speak, made to preserve the position, okay? Right. All right, what's this about Carl Bernstein showing up? Woodward and Bernstein? Well, back in my day, Carl Bernstein, and nobody really knows this, like most people don't know that Daniel Ellsberg, it was a CIA operative, and he did what he did on orders from the CIA, okay? Yes, he went after Nixon. Guess who was another operative who went after Nixon? Carl Bernstein, all right? What is it that people don't understand about this whole situation? Okay, so let's go ahead and jump up, okay? Move ahead now. I've got a few minutes to tell this, and I've got a lot to tell, okay, for your listeners. Okay, what we have here right now going on is 45,000 emails that were sent out by Mr. Seth Rich, the former late Seth
Deceased.
Rich.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Who, according to my source that just spoke to Julian Assange, there's quite a story here. Okay. About 22 law enforcement agents walking into his room, Mr. Seth Rich. He was stable. He had just finished, post-op. His doctor said he's going to be okay, going to survive. 22 law enforcement agents walk out, he's dead. Okay, can I put it any simpler? Okay, without double speak or any other crap that comes out of what we're hearing now. Guess what? 45,000 emails, okay, that of Hillary Clinton's that he sent out to Julian Assange. Big problem. It turns out that we have now a triple agent that has been working with Hillary Clinton, okay? A triple agent. In 30 years, I was never exposed to a triple agent except for another situation with somebody named Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, the head of ISIS. Surprise, he worked for Mossad. Surprise, he worked for the Mukhabarat. And surprise, I recruited him to work for us, all right? That was the first triple agent I'd ever run into. Huma Wiener, okay, I guess that's her name. Okay, I can't keep track of all the nefarious carryings on and picadillos of her husband, but it appears they are quite the couple, okay? Mr. Wiener, okay, AKA Carlos Danger, okay, seems to have been keeping track of her comings and goings, his wife, imagine. And her operative is now the CIA operative, and the attack dog for the Bush family, especially where it comes to drugs, okay, and drug production.
Yes.
All right, as in drug production in Pakistan, as in 98% of the world's heroin that goes into the U.S., okay, that Pakistan, all right, who, by the way, that drug production is controlled, secured, watched over by a group called Blackwater, all right? Blackwater. Where have we heard the term Blackwater? Well, it appears now that Blackwater, okay, can't work for the Department of Defense because they just keep killing people indiscriminately. Okay, they're kind of out of control, really. But surprise, they go to work for the State Department under Hillary Clinton. Hey, she's got her own personal mobile international death squad, okay, running around, okay? And so that's what we have here coming out. You won't see any of this because that's what Mr. Comey is trying to cover up, okay? I've just told your listeners what I know personally and debriefed the FBI on, which they did nothing. They did not. There was enough in my debriefing of James Comey to request that the Senate initiate impeachment procedures on George W. Bush. What did he do? He did nothing. Because and like I said, most people that are dirtballs, dirtbags, sleazoids, okay, yes, they work for the Bush family, the Bush crime family. That's what we have here. Okay, so a door was kicked in a few days ago in Michigan of a house that belonged to the Weiner family, okay, and guess what was found in it? She wasn't there, no, but they found a massive amount of highly sophisticated collecting information, okay, ostensibly given to her by the ISI, the Intelligence Service of Pakistan, okay, and what it appears is that everybody in Washington for the last 10 years, no matter where you are, if you used a BlackBerry or a comparable PDF, okay, digital device, all right, guess what? You were all downloaded to include the House Intelligence Committee, the Committee on Intelligence Collection, all right, for the last 10 years. Surprise, guess where all that information went? It went directly through ISI and was turned over to the CIA, okay? Everybody's private conversations with their girlfriends, boyfriends, all the naughty things that transpire, guess what? Those are all collected probably like this conversation here, right. Okay? It's all collected and it's all sent upstairs for the personal purviewing of the Bush family and the CIA, okay? That's the working relationship that the Pakistanis have, the Pakis have with our intelligence agency is they get to keep their 98% monetary lock on the heroin trades coming out of Pakistan for doing a small, dirty job like spying on all our politicians. Thank you, Hillary Clinton. Thank you, Bush family. All right? They call that treason, don't they? When you're spying on your own people and giving that information up to a, quote, hostile force, okay? That's Huma Abedin. Yes, she's a triple agent, and yes, the poor little thing with all her trials and tribulations on reality TV, they never mentioned the fact that she was running one of the most dangerous intelligence networks on U.S. soil, okay? And by the way, the FBI does have the equipment. They did collect it, all right? So that's what we have going on.
Real quick, before you change the subject, I have to throw something in here about the FBI because I don't understand. They're all talking about the Bundy Ranch and the Bundy Ranch and the Bundy Ranch, but they're never going to talk about the assassination, the execution of Lavoy Finicum when he and it was filmed. I don't understand why, nobody's talking about that. He was executed, and there were two kids in the car. How why don't we talk about that? Nobody's talking about that. They send you a video in public with everything blacked out on the screen so you can't read anything, but they sure showed it. So
Well,
I'm just waiting for them to talk about stuff like that. It's so convenient.
oh yeah, absolutely. Hey, forget it, American people. Your rights and securities, they're not going to be guaranteed by the FBI. Okay, forget it. All right. Comey is talking about what a wonderful guy he is this morning, about how he went to the hospital to save John Ashcroft. Guess who was there trying to forge a signature on the turnover of the Attorney General position? Andrew Card, Chief of Staff for that idiot George W. Bush, and Alberto Gonzalez, okay, the AG, okay, that trustworthy soul who made sure that when he was appointed by George W. Bush, okay, all the goodies were already in place to make sure he was a man of quality that they could count on, okay. Mr. Alberto Gonzalez made sure a death squad was sent after the Department of Justice people, five youngsters in their 20, they were 20 something, okay. They all of a sudden met very strange deaths, okay,
Right.
at the hands of the death squad that Alberto Gonzalez sent after them, okay. That's what James Comey's talking about today, okay. But he certainly comes across as a Boy Scout, all right. That 6'8" Boy Scout that we have. Okay, yes, today is the anniversary of the attack on the USS Liberty by the People's State of Israel. Okay, yes, I was a little guy when this happened. I mean, I can remember all the denials. Oh, misidentified,
Right.
huge ship. Okay, the Israelis said that they mistook it for an Egyptian ship carrying horses. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm no, bright spark in the grand scheme of things, but mistaking a U.S. intelligence ship with all its collecting dishes and what they call turkeys with ears, TRQ collectors. Okay. Sorry, I have a hard time seeing the difference between the how the pilots could not see it. By the way, the pilots were going over the top of the Liberty at about 20 to 25 feet in their Mirage jet fighters. The first thing they did, they shot out the communications center with 40 caliber, 40 millimeter cannons. Okay, they took out the communication center. They made another pass. They took out the bridge. Okay, in other words, the Liberty was dead in the water. And then, of course, they continued with the false identification issue. All right. And funny thing, one of the pilots called and said, "We are attacking an American vessel. I can see a 25-foot high U.S. flag on board." He was told if he didn't fire right away and sink that ship, that he would be court-martialed on the spot. Okay. So then all of a sudden, guess what? I see a film not too long ago taken from the inside near the medical corpsman's office, okay, on board. And I can really relate to that since I was on many military ships as a medical corpsman, okay. Here comes two Israeli PT boats, okay, that fired torpedoes into, the now thoroughly damaged Liberty. They fired fired torpedoes into the hull, and then proceeded to pull up right next to, hulls touching, okay, next to the Liberty, and U.S. sailors were on fire, leaping over the side, trying to get away, get into the ocean to get the flames off of them, and these Israelis were machine gunning the sailors that were trying to get into the ocean, shooting them, and it's on film, shooting them point blank. All right. And then, of course, surprise, one of the few times that we can thank Russia, but you never see this mentioned in the history books. A Russian submarine surfaced, heard all the explosions, surfaced, see what was going on. It saw the attack on the Liberty, our ship. It called for backup from two MiG jet fighters. The MiG jet fighters came, an hour later, and actually drove the Israeli MiGs away, saving the Liberty. Okay, and then if that didn't turn your stomach enough about all of this, guess whose father? The admiral. The name will give it away. Admiral Kane. Okay, as in John McCain. All right. Admiral McCain said, look, okay, we can't have this embarrassment happening and this scandal happening. So they covered up the story. And next thing I see, and I've got it here, I've got it in my home, okay, is a video of Lyndon Baines Johnson, the president then, storming around the Oval Office, yelling. He's yelling, okay? Everyone would think, oh, he's yelling out of the indignation of having our U.S. warship attacked by one of our allies who wouldn't have existed if it wasn't for America. Mm-hmm. Israel, okay? Israel says, oh, well, okay, sorry, misidentification. Well, here's LBJ saying he wants that, quote, goddamn ship on the bottom of the ocean, okay? And even the shock on the faces of his assistants and aides was readily apparent. He did it on camera. Gee, what a wonderful president we had, LBJ. He's looked on with such fond memories. LBJ, yeah, member of the organized crime family of the Southeast, Joseph Marcello, premier member, okay, the folks that killed Kennedy. And where would they get an idea like killing Kennedy? This man didn't have the slightest hesitation to send how many hundreds of sailors to the bottom of the ocean, okay, and sink the ship. Mm-hmm. That's what the idea was, to kill every last sailor on board that ship and sink the ship, okay? It didn't happen. Surprise, they were all of those sailors were ordered not to talk about it, okay? Gee, how would you feel if you had been on that ship on fire and watching your comrades being shot to pieces while they were on fire, okay? Great, wonderful. That's what we're celebrating, okay, is the attack of the USS Liberty. Any questions? They can give you a call, right, Luca? Okay, you've got the facts on this.
It's just horrible to think. I mean, you're another one of those victims after what you went through. Imagine being, surviving the U.S. Liberty.
Well, I have a real sense of fondness for the Israelis, because guess who I find out years later ordered me renditioned and tortured out of Iraq when I tried to stop the ongoing war crime torture that was taking place at Abu Ghraib and also Samarra, okay, the city of Samarra, home of Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, okay. Yes, it was the group L3, okay. And I don't want anybody to sit there and just take me point blank. I want you to research who L3 is. Mm-hmm. Oh my OMG. You want to find out who's responsible for most of the piracy in the Middle East? Want to find out who is working those docks in the Middle East and the Persian Gulf? Fine. You locate L3. You want to find out how the greatest oil scam on the American people took place? Okay. Contact L3. Or just research L3, okay? Gee, I have great fondness for people that order me renditioned, without orders, tortured, okay, shipped out of a country, strapped to a stretcher, okay, out of a war zone, okay, because they don't want me talking about something I was under obligation in every sense of the word to report, was war crimes, torture, abuse, assassination, murder, rendition, take your pick, okay? And if you don't believe me, as I showed your listeners on that report the other day, okay, that book the other day, CIA is Organized Crime by Douglas Valentine. You don't believe me? Go read that, okay? Okay, how are we doing for time, Luca?
We're just at the end, and I just thought of something too for anybody that wants to check out Blackwater. Just check out Blackwater and Monsanto. That's another good one.
Monsanto.
That's another good one.
Yeah. And by the way, Eric Prince, who started Blackwater, he is legendary for not supporting any kind of democratic liberal causes. Say what? He's working for Hillary Clinton. Okay. What is going on in this country? What is going on? Okay, last thing on closing note, healthcare. Okay, all right. No, I'm a retired physician. I know about this stuff a little bit. All I care about is getting people medical care. Citizens, I don't care about citizens in Canada. I don't care about citizens in the UK. I don't care about citizens in France, okay, who all have state paid for medical care. I care about the US citizens in this country who are paying to have this country run. Okay, we kind of forget that fact every day. It is the US citizen who supports this country, the US citizen, not the Rothschilds, okay, not the Rockefellers, not the Bushes for sure, okay, that those predatory Bushes. No, we have a situation here that after watching Donald Trump shoot his mouth off this morning about, the concern of healthcare, okay, I wonder who those lobbyists were talking to, okay, for the healthcare industry. Donald Trump, okay? But what I'm recommending as a premier member of the Bull Moose Party, okay, the Bull Moose Party, all right, who can find fault with the Bull Moose Party, okay? What I want to do, what I want to push is this, okay, is everybody in America, everybody from the street sweeper all the way on up to those wonderful caring concerns called the Bush family, the Bush crime family, they should have health coverage, yes. And if we have to make one less aircraft carrier, one less squadron of what is it, $25 billion worth of aircraft, okay, fine, let's do it. Oh my gosh, here's what we're gonna have, okay, as healthcare, that is the same healthcare that every US politician has, that they don't pay a dime for, but it is the best healthcare possible? Yes. Why not have that for every US citizen that's paying for those politicians' healthcare? Oh gosh, can we deal with that? Actually supporting the health and health concerns of the American people? All right, well, we don't pay taxes. We pay taxes on everything that even moves, okay, in this country. Yes, here's what I suggest, okay, do away with that ridiculous plan, the healthcare plan that Obama pushed through, where he went to all the healthcare providers and said, you guys want to make money? Here's what we're going to do. Okay, forget about it. Here's what we're going to do, okay? According to the Bull Moose Party, we are going to have a healthcare program that no one will pay a dime for. If you just pay your taxes, okay, and you will get the best healthcare system money can buy, okay? And
Right.
yes, I will dismantle the AMA, and I will dismantle the American Cancer Society. All right, that'll be a good start in getting everybody healthy again.
But those are all things that we're seeing today by a government that does not care about its people, because they never did. Since 1776, the Rothschilds have been funding both sides of every war. They don't care about the people. They never have. And with the Bull Moose Party, you're talking about the exact opposite. People come first. It's not, now it's war that comes first.
It's the American citizens that come first, that pay for this, that go and fight in the wars, okay,
ridiculous.
and fight and die in this war, that are the victims. 3,000 of them sitting in two towers in New York City when they're killed, destroyed and killed by a Saudi Arabian prince named Prince Bandar. All right, quote, excuse me, the nickname, we're forgetting the nickname, Bandar Bush. Okay, 3,000 American citizens died. Did you see a discount in our taxes when that happened, so we could go fight an endless war? We're in the middle of an endless war. Okay. So, yeah, by all means, okay? You know the people that went and worked the rescue site on 9/11 at the World Trade Center, did they get health care? No, they had to go to Cuba to get health care. Cuba? Okay, goodness gracious, all right? Yes, we're going to get the same health care programs for, that the politicians in this country, that the Bush family had. Remember poor Barbara with eyes turned to heaven, saying that she wouldn't allow her son to touch, the Social Security medical system. Oh, boy, that worked real well, didn't it, Bar? Okay, that's her nickname, Bar. Okay, all right. So that's my take on it. And surprise. And a closing note, for my 15 minutes, I'm sure I'm out of time. Okay, North Korea. Gee, they started firing missiles this morning. Uh-oh, how did this all happen? How did this happen? Okay, gee, was there a sense of timing in all of this? Okay, given the fact that Vladimir Putin, head of the Russian-Israeli syndicate, the same one that Donald Trump works for, okay, uh-oh, he has been in dialogue with Mr. Kim Jong-un, okay, for forever, okay, every day they talk, they compare hairstyles along with Donald Trump, okay. Hey, that's the deal, is we need to take some heat off the president, so let's go ahead and fire a few of these missiles that were given to us by Pakistan. Oh, I'm seeing a connection here. Okay, gosh. All right. So, and by the way, on a closing note, Reality Winner, the latest NSA whistleblower. Okay. All right. As in 2 days ago, arrested. Reality Winner. That's another great name. Okay. I won't tell you what that sounds like, Reality Winner, but that poor young lady, she was an NSA contractor. Now, Luca, where have I heard this term before? NSA contractor, whistleblower.
Right.
Mr. Snowden, Ed Snowden, does that sound familiar? I wonder what Reality Winner had in mind. Okay, probably trying to help the American people realize that their government's out of control, that the CIA is basically an enforcement death squad, out of control on the American people. That's probably what. And what was the first thing she told her parents? The first thing that they were concerned with, that she was concerned with, they were going to disappear her. Disappear her. What is this? Argentina, which their insurgency was run by the CIA. Is this Chile? Okay, their insurgency run by the CIA. Okay, they disappeared their people too, the Chilean citizens and the Argentinian citizens. That's the first thing this young lady was concerned about, being disappeared. Okay, so yes, I think, and I can say on the behalf of Julian Assange, I can say on Ed Snowden, okay, yes, we have got a lot of work to do. Get rid of these flakes, phonies, criminals, and sociopaths that we've got in the office. And if you think I'm joking about that, watch these hearings. Any questions, everybody should call you, Luca, okay? Because you can contact me anytime, right?
Yes.
Okay, want to find out what's going on? Call you, okay? You're the man in the know, all right? There we go.
And we're also going to be talking about John McCain on the Friday show. We're probably going to touch on these three things that we talked about already on the Friday show, but that's it for today. Thank you, Greg, for being so in tune with everything and so in touch, because that's really going to help. It can even save lives at some point. Thank you so much for being on the show, and we'll be doing this maybe 2 or 3 times a week if we can. Have a good day, Greg.
Thank you, Luca. And I'll say goodbye to the fireside chat. That's what we'll call this.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.